Yeah. Ooh, I'm sorry, baby, I don't mean to be rude. Yeah. I'm just a little different from all these dudes. Okay, they riding waves, me, I'm up on the cruise. Yeah. You feel like me, then you got nothing to prove. I see him trying to do what I do. Yeah. Even Madagger couldn't move like a move. Yeah. You think you're how it look, I'm up on the moon. Yeah. Got fresh to death and it came out of the tomb. That's cause I got a different type of gratitude. Don't be sour, got my power from the Beatitudes. And we did it the long way, check out the latitude. I'm unapologetically fly, I don't wonder why, that's just my attitude. Yeah, that's right, yeah, that's just my attitude. Ooh, yeah, I don't blame you, if I was you, I'd probably be getting mad too. Yeah, I know now that there ain't no better dude. That's just my attitude. Okay, that's just my. I'm sorry, homie, I don't mean to be flawless. Yeah, I seen that envy in your eye when you saw this. Yeah, and when you shoot your shot, it make you a target. You getting got, they wanna take all your pockets. Ooh, hey, it's a gift how I avoid all the nonsense. Yeah, don't be a hater, it's no good for your conscience. Yeah, you from this world, I'm from somewhere far beyond it. Yeah, matter of fact, man, I don't even belong here, cause I got a different type of swagger, dude. You ain't gon' find nobody like me on your avenues. Better come get me while you can. I'm just passing through. Ask me how I get this good. Oh, you can blame it on my attitude. Yeah. Okay, baby, that's just my attitude. Yeah, I don't blame you. If I was you, I'd probably be getting mad too. Oh, I know now, baby, there ain't no better dude. Yeah, that's just my attitude. Yeah, okay, hey, that's just my.
I feel better on the weekend. Give my life a better meaning. Let me stay where I
eyes, hey lover, give me just one more try. Used to hide myself away in the night, looking for trouble and fights, looking for answers at the bottom of my glass. You found me lost in the night, looking for trouble and fights, but you found me. Now I'm a screw up, but baby I'm glad you're someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw up, but baby I could be someone to.
Fuck.
This is going to be a round for Guild. I don't think there's time to go back into this unless Taimu does something dirty.
No way. No
Time.
way. The player at grass should hear
You
it.
say
but-
this. Wait.
No way. No way. Delete the VOD.
Bridge is available. They have to go back to that one. Right now, they're pretty hard committed. As soon as the beat again. As soon as
Mamma mia! 2名を失っています。さらに羽がダブルキル。
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Logan. Oh my god, Logan.
Welcome to The Headshot, the show where we get you caught up on all the latest news from the VALORANT Champions Tour. Let's get started with a look at some of the best plays from this week's Challengers event.
Are you kidding me? さあ前半キープ負けてはいません。エンブレ
今日は時間稼ぎが必要です。
当たっているぞ
おー
ドリブル
今の当たり方。
ディープミス
時間稼ぎ。
噛み合った
素晴らしい立ち回り。
全楽キンこれが熱狂だエース중간인데요 오늘 와 뭐죠 와 5K 와 이거 에이스 나오나요? 잡으면 에이스예요 에이스 bundan Apex geldi Krax neler yapıyor Krax
Energy looking primed for 12 unless someone can absolutely pop off. Is it time for Asuna? Has to clear out showers. Wants to try to push. Sees the weapon. Asuna for 3. Would have to be an ace. Gets information. Finds the fourth. Knows where the last player is. Asuna will get at least to halfway in the defusal. Shanks on the opposite picture. Oh my god!
Now let's head over to Latin America to check in with Nags from Crew Esports to see how they've been preparing for Masters.
Hola, mi camino a través de la Champions Tour ha sido de momentos de alegría y de muchos momentos de frustración también. El torneo está bastante bueno, hay equipos muy buenos en la región. Sí, a mí siempre, desde que jugaba Counter, me gustó jugar de Sniper en el Counter de AWP y ahora de Operator. Y encuentro que Jet es el personaje que más se acomoda con este rol, ya que tiene mucha movilidad, el dash le da el escape para poder hacer pick agresivos y dejar la ronda en ventaja y todo eso. Y a mí siempre me ha gustado como eso, como jugar un poco agresivo, tratar de dejar a mi equipo en ventaja, y encuentro que la Jet es el personaje como ideal para eso. Yo comencé como jugando al principio el Valorant, comencé jugando a otros personajes como Cypher, hasta Sova intenté, y sentía que como a mi equipo le faltaba como esa agresividad al momento de entrar a los sites, como que se generaba como un cuello de botella, y sentía que con Jet podía como solucionar ese problema. Mi ingreso a Crew estaba muy emocionado, ya que la organización del Sergio Agüero y hasta mi familia está emocionada. Crew siento que tienen un profesionalismo que debe venir como del Kun, que le debe exigir que sea así de profesional. Siento como que él ha estado en muchos equipos y sabe como lo que necesitan los jugadores, el apoyo que es súper importante. De cara a la Masters hemos estado entrenando mucho, hemos hecho varios cambios en el equipo de composición que siento que están dando sus frutos. Cada día nos sentimos más confiados, cada día notamos el crecimiento del equipo. Vamos a poder dar un mejor espectáculo de cómo comenzó el año.
Time to check in on the results from last weekend's tournaments. FaZe Clan took the win this past weekend at Challengers NA Week 3 main event. This is the first major victory for FaZe in quite a while, thanks in part to Baby Bay, who had an outstanding weekend, achieving a peak average combat score of 405 on Icebox against 100 Thieves in the Grand Finals. With this win, FaZe Clan qualified into the first Masters event alongside 100 Thieves, Luminosity, and Gen G.
Goes for the swing!
Over in Europe, the following teams came out on top in the Challengers Week 3 main event: Guild Esports, Defuse Team, Ballista Esports, and Raise Your Edge Gaming. All 4 of these teams have secured their spot at Masters, defeating teams like G2, Fnatic, OG, and Wave Esports along the way.
CNET takes a 4K.
On the other side of the continent, CIS also completed their Challengers Week 3 main event. Tweezy, GMT Esports, Forza, and Team Singularity made it out of the bracket to claim the last 4 Masters slots in the region.
Как жестко!
In Turkey's Challengers Week 3 main event, these 4 teams took the win. Cyberskull Esports, Rare Esports, Footballist, and Zero Zone. They advanced from here into the first Masters event.
İnanılmaz bir oyun. Böyle olmamalıydı.
In Challengers Korea Week 3 main event, Damwon Kia and Apex People took the win, qualifying into Masters along with runners-up TNL Esports and F4Q. Damwon Kia came back in full force after their shaky performance in Week 2, ending the weekend with a perfect record in their bracket.
Wow, 5K!
Nearby in Japan, Reject and Fennel came out on top in Challengers Week 3. They advanced into Masters with Lag Gaming and Bluebees, who tied for 3rd. This is the first major placement for Fennel, who are a new squad that have been on the rise since the beginning of Challengers Japan. Brazil played the second half of their Week 3 main event, where Imperial Esports and Shark Esports took the win for their groups, with Pain Gaming and Slick following behind them. All 4 teams have secured their tickets to Masters. This is a notable win for Sharks, who were formerly known as Squad 5, putting themselves on the map in Brazil for the first time. The final Week 3 main event was held in the Philippines. Archangel came out on top, securing their spot in Southeast Asia Masters. The rest of the region will play their Week 3 main events this coming weekend to determine who else will qualify.
Moldova is huge.
With the final week of Challengers Stage 1 in the books, let's see how each region is stacking up for Masters. Here are the teams that will be playing in NA's first Masters event. If you haven't been following Challengers closely, you may be surprised to see TSM missing from this list. After a dominant year in 2020, they've struggled to find their footing since the start of the VCT. They nearly qualified several times but ultimately fell short to other teams. This event will feature a variety of talent, from longtime Valorant powerhouses like Sentinels and Gen G to up-and-coming rosters like Xset and Luminosity.
Photo by himself. Does he have enough time to plan? He sure will not anymore. It's just down to the kills! And Chrono, how has he managed to do that?
Europe's Regional Masters event will feature these 8 teams. Many of EU's notable teams have failed to make the list, including G2, OG, Fnatic, and Team Liquid. The drastic shift in Europe's balance of power shows just how quickly the scene has grown.
Integral to this, he's found another. Oh, that's a 3rd!
Teams that were dominating the region last year have begun to fall to the new generation.
He's doing the dance, he's buying them time, and patience is going to be everything. Isolates 1, he knows the 2nd, and of course he does it!
Will longtime EU stars like FPX and Ninjas in Pajamas be able to keep up? Tune in to find out.
These guys are playing all full torbs. Well, that's just pre-nated shit. Whoa, what is that?
Masters in CIS features some very familiar faces for the region, like Forza and Team Singularity, the first and second place teams from First Strike. There's also some exciting new amateur squads in the bracket, like Divinity and Tweezy, who have been making waves in Challengers. The new and old talent of CIS will clash when Regional Masters kicks off this weekend. In Turkey, after just barely falling short in Week 2, Footballist has finally made it into Masters. They qualified in through Challengers Week 3 main event. Footballist has been a consistent top team in the region, but they've placed into the same group as BBL Esports, the undeniable kings of Turkey, who beat Footballist in the First Strike Grand Finals and have since been undefeated in the VCT. Can Footballist get their revenge, or will they fall to BBL once again? Tune in to find out. All eyes will be on Vision Strikers at Regional Masters 1 Korea. The team still has yet to lose a match since the launch of Valorant, but with the rest of the region slowly improving around them, they may finally face their match. They're in the same group as New Turn Gaming, who gave them some trouble in Challengers Week 2, and Apex People, who have been on the rise since the start of Challengers. Will Vision Strikers be able to keep the streak alive, or will they finally take their first loss? Absolute Jupiter has continued to dominate in Japan and will likely do so at Regional Masters. But there's a number of rising stars in the event that have put the region on notice, including Reject, Lag Gaming, and FAV Gaming. Will any of these squads be able to keep up with the aggression of Laz and Rada? Tune in this weekend to find out. Brazil's Regional Masters is set to be a banger, with an all-star cast of teams. Longtime icons of the region like Gamelanders and Vorax will face off against the new stars of Challengers, Team Vikings and Furia. So far this year, competition in Brazil has been explosive, and it's sure to come to a head with so many talented teams meeting in one single elimination bracket.
Sensacional!
LATAM North and LATAM South will be competing in 2 separate Regional Masters events. The north side of the region's event is already underway, with stars like Laser Clan facing off against their new rivals LDM Esports. Check out ValorantEsports.com for the results. Over in the south side of LATAM, upcoming teams like Stampede Gaming and Crew Esports will face off against top squads like Weigers Argentina and Australs. Challengers events are still ongoing in Southeast Asia, but here's who made it into Masters so far. Regional 1 Masters SEA will combine all of the sub-regions into one tournament, which is set to begin later next week.
The Sheriff had Dustin will do it again and again and again.
Who do you think will take the win at Masters in your region? Let us know in the comments and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the action. Thanks for watching The Headshot. For upcoming matches and schedules, check out ValorantEsports.com. We'll see you next week for more updates on all things Valorant Champions Tour.
Trying to get a wrap around on them.
Still don't know that Cobra's down in wine. Texture with a great headshot onto Halbay comes through A-Link. Looking around the corner, doesn't have his crosshair in the right place.
See how much damage they can deal, but a dink straight into the chest shot. Texture finds 4 on the round. Used as the smokes dissipate. Trying to get the headshot here onto Allow. Will take him down to the end. Behind, 40 HP versus a Jess 75. Pushing into the smoke, and Ritzy comes out on top. 4 kills in the round, and TNL will go ahead and tie us.
Level low.
Down here, the cubby will get forced out. Now pulling back over towards the site, but oh man, tries to get into Boathouse, kind of for that position. Push around the corner, Exy latches on to Lakia, looks for a little bit more. There's 4, do we see 5? Yes, we absolutely do! Aftershock allows him to eat. Okay,
he comes over it.
Yep, updraft going to be used, so that should give him info that he is there, but he makes an explosive appearance and lines up the last one. 3 in a row.
Going to be able to push forward, get the spike plant, or at least buy time. Shebop's turn, causing a lot of disruption over here. That's another one for him. Getting Lawrence. That really gives them a nice attempt. Now he's in the back lines, picking up a 3rd.
Coming up behind Halbay, trying to lurk, trying to spot this out. That is footsteps coming through from Cobra. But can he line it up? Yes, he can. Shebop puts someone on the board with the ace.
It's time for the semifinals here in Valorant Masters Korea. I'm your host, Chobra, joined by our analyst, Ending Life. And we've had a heck of a tournament, starting with 8, now down to 4.
Yeah, you know, you just say starting with 8, but if you think about all the teams that's been participating since, you know, Valorant Challengers, it's just, and now 4, like you said, and to be honest, these 4 were the teams in my mind, you know, from the get-go, thinking, all right, these 4 are going to be the ones that are going to be coming up and, you know, meeting each other in the semifinals in top 4, and I'm glad that these 4 have made it up here.
Yeah, of course. We'll take a quick look at the bracket just to get you guys caught up to speed. If you haven't been following, which if you haven't been, shame on you if you're up at this hour and you haven't been watching VALORANT Masters Korea. But here we have it. We started with 2 groups here at Masters. Like Ending mentioned, these were all coming through Challengers, of course, and we had them in 2 groups in double elimination. Now, Vision Strikers and Muyaho making it to the semifinals through the winner's match of each of their groups, and then we have Newturn and Damwon Gaming Kia making it all the way through to the decider match to make it into the semifinals. So we have the top 4, and you briefly mentioned, I mean, these are the 4 that you expected to be here, and it pans out. It really feels like this is kind of the cutting point of, are you really working as a team or not here in Korea?
Exactly. You know, we have seen some teams such as, you know, Apex People as well as AP Prince. They've made it into Masters, the top 8. You know, great job to them, props to them, but I hope that they come back a little bit stronger because, like you just said, teamwork-wise, you know, team composition, communications, making crossfires, you know, getting those trade kills at the perfect timing. The other teams that have fallen so far have been lacking in, you know, at least in one department out of, you know, a couple. So, you know, as long as they work on those, I think later on in the future, you know, they definitely have a chance of coming up into at least the semifinals.
Of course, coming up to this point, we've had just quite a few games, especially some of them going to the 3rd map here for the best of 3s. And we've had quite a few impressive stats here across the line a lot of these players, right? And right now we're looking at, of course, the kill-death ratio here. Now, technically, Texture has the most kills. I want to point that out. He has 162 kills here at Masters, but Damwon Gaming Kia have also, I think, maybe played the most maps out of the 4 teams coming in today. They've had 2-2-1, so it's been a little tough. Now, RB, though, is leading at 1.55 for Vision Strikers. Not a big surprise there.
Yeah, definitely not. And, you know, the funny thing is, like you're talking about how Texture has the most kills and probably the most games played Damwon Gaming Kia. But on the other hand, Vision Strikers, RB, probably play the least games and they're still in the semifinals with such a high KD.
Yeah, and this one is the crazy one. We had to double check this before the show, and we did. All right, our data people went back, they double checked, and this is true. Here in Masters, Stacks on Vision Strikers has a 40% headshot rate. 4 maps, they've only played 4 maps, but still 40% across 4 maps. That is an insane stat for Vision Strikers and specifically for Stacks himself.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm like, whoa. Can we report him? Like, is he hacking? Like 40%?
It's crazy, yeah.
In a pro scene? Like, this isn't from like Challengers qualifier games, right? Like, this is top 8 Korean teams, and Stacks is getting that 40 on the head. Like,
It's absolutely bonkers. I mean, you see Wixter with 34%. After that, you're generally kind of in the 20s, right, if you're performing okay over multiple maps. But Stacks is absolutely insane. And one thing I want to point out, although TNL didn't make it into the top 4 here for Masters Korea, XE is kind of at the leaderboard for a lot of these stats, right? Average damage ratio, we saw him at the top with over 188. I mean, I think he's still into top 3 here for the average combat score as well. There you have it in 3rd place.
Oh, yeah.
And Texture as well. He has the most kills, obviously, across a lot of maps, but also the best average combat score here out of all the teams so far in Masters Korea.
Yeah, you know, it kind of explains it because, you know, we've interviewed Texture, I think, at 7 or 8 times only in this VCT, which means every time he played, he basically, like you said, Damwon Gaming Kia played many games because they came out from the losers bracket into the deciders match, now in the semifinals. So they played so many games, and every time they won, Texture was the MVP. That's why he's up there in 1st place.
Yeah, so we've got some players even still in the top 4 that are doing well. Obviously, XE still kind of outperforming his team on TNL, but it's time to now talk about the top 4. Our first semifinal is going to be Vision Strikers versus Damwon Gaming Kia. Now, Vision Strikers had a pretty easy time coming in. Of course, Newturn took that Haven off of them, so it was a 2-1, but then a very easy 2-0 against TNL Esports.
Yeah, so that Vision Striker losing a map on Haven against Newturn was a big surprise because you know, Haven was considered Vision Strikers one of the best maps, other than Split that has, you know, a pretty high percentage that you will see very soon. But yeah, so you know, Vision Strikers starting to kind of slow down a little bit in terms of just constantly, you know, just stomping over everybody, 2-0ing all BO3s. Like Newturn has stopped them, taking a map away. So we'll see if Diamond Gaming Kia has what it takes.
Yeah, of course, Diamond Gaming Kia, we've mentioned a couple times here, they've had to play so many more maps. They win against F4Q in the beginning 2-0, but then they lose 1-2 against Muyaho, and then they had a tough match against APE yesterday, barely eking out that win with a 2-1.
Yeah, and you can see, as Choba mentioned, the APE game bind, right? One of the strongest bind map team is actually Diamond Gia, not Vision Strikers, right? Like Vision Strikers may be the top of everything, but they hate bind. Whereas Diamond Gaming Gia are great at bind.
Yeah, it's a contention point today, bind, and then of course Icebox as well. Now, I mean, Vision Strikers, though, when we talk about this team, I mean, we always say they're the best in Korea, but that's because they are. They're on this undefeated streak in terms of best of series. I mean, all 5 of their players could make highlight reels. This team's just absolutely insane.
Exactly, you know, all 5-member superstars, depending on their position, like sometimes even King playing the Sentinel, always being in the back, shows us clutch moments with his aim and reflexes. Same goes for RB Stacks combination, you know, whether it be Sky Rays or Breach Jet, it doesn't matter. You know, we've seen too many of these highlight reels of Vision Strikers now that it doesn't even matter who comes out on the highlights.
Yeah, I mean, all of them have definitely had their moment to shine. We've talked a couple times about Glow, of course, being that leader for the team, but then we just saw that highlight a couple seconds ago with the mind games with the Omen. I mean, this team's communication is on point, and when you watch their matches, you can see why they're so far ahead, right? It's not just that they come prepared with strats, but the way they adapt. You can see their movements, and it's just very, very in form rather than always being a step behind and kind of reacting to everyone else.
Exactly, and you know, a little side note is whenever I go get ready to, you know, also translate the interview, I'm outside in the main stage, and whenever I hear Vision Strikers play, other teams, they're yelling, you know, they're briefing like in really loud voices because they have their noise canceling headsets. Vision Strikers, they talk very little.
Oh,
this means that they already know what each other are thinking without even speaking. They're only doing minimal communications, only the necessary ones. And even with that kind of minimal communication, they're able to perform like this. Just amazing.
Yeah, of course, their opponents, Diamond Gaming Kia. Now, this team's also kind of known more for their kind of textbook style, trying to grow into that, of course. Still, you know, maybe a step behind Vision Strikers, but specifically, we've talked multiple times about Texture and Shebab, kind of the duo, and how their chemistry is coming together for this team of 5.
Exactly, and you know these duos, the Texture Shebab duo, are just probably, if you had to group, they're probably the best pair of entry fraggers in Korea, possibly, because you know Jet Rays, they double blast pack in with the tailwind, and you know they split up into a V, and like they clear the whole site, just the 2 of them, and the rest of them just following. Oh, I'm gonna plant. You guys get ready, get the flanks. You know, it's very easy when Shebab and Texture are popping off.
Yeah, and I think what we've noticed is, you know, to some benefit maybe for Diamond Gaming, it's very apparent that they're prepared on other maps, because when we see them on maps they're not prepared, like the Icebox yesterday, they start to really fall apart. But then other maps, you can tell that they're coming practiced, right? They're putting in their all coming in for this matchup, but they have to face off against the 5 superstars. Now, if we were to pick one, I know we've talked about him multiple times, but we want to talk about RB. Before that, let's take a look at the map stats really quick. Now, you mentioned the split. Win rate earlier. This one, it's 100%. Normally when we have 100 ending, we usually say it's like 1 game, 2 games, don't think about it too much. This is across like 20-something games, 26 games here for Vision Strikers on split, and they're 100%. They've just never lost.
Reported. I mean, anything 100%, anything, you know, out of the ordinary, reported.
You know, I personally think this is more impressive than their, you know, undefeated streak in a best of, right? Because that we're like not counting some of the draws in the best of 2s, but this means every time they've had to play split, and usually it's them choosing split, obviously, they've won, and quite handily most of those times too. And then the other numbers are so high, it's very hard for Diamond Gaming to try to pick a map off of Vision Strikers.
Exactly. You know, on day 1, I was talking about report cards. This is definitely not a report card that I want to take home, but Vision Strikers. Map win rate, perfect. But look at this. 91 on Ascent. So, you know, Diamond Gia, as you can see, soon we're going to be going into that map ban pick, predictions, and you guys can basically see for yourselves by now, since this is the semifinals, to see how both of the teams have performed in the past and see the numbers and assume what the ban picks will be.
Right. Yeah, so we've already kind of highlighted a bit. You mentioned earlier that Bind not really favored by Vision Strikers if they had to choose one map, and Damwon Gaming being good at it, probably going to be banned. And Icebox, I mean, after yesterday's performance, Damwon just looks so lost on that map. I think it has to get taken out.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, these ban picks looks pretty solid. Other than the fact that, is Damwon going to really ban the Icebox, or are they going to just opt to ban the split, which is 100%? Or, you know, are they leaving split open to act knowingly so that Vision Striker picks it, and maybe Damwon Gia could possibly be the first team to give them that 1L.
I mean, listen, I'm just going to go ahead and say it's doubtful. It's a little doubtful because they have to go against players like RB. Now, RB on that Raze has just felt so comfortable. And we saw that. I mean, we saw it in the earlier highlight reel. I think it's in this one too, right at the end of that split game they played in Masters. He feels so comfortable enough to go get those triples, the quadras, be a little flashy with the tools that Raze gives him. I mean, RB is at the top of the leaderboard for KD for a reason.
Yeah, definitely. And RB's Raze as well as Texture's Raze, right? Like, compared to, I don't know if you guys been following, but F4Q Bunny's Raze, all these Razes playstyles are so different. RB is one of those precise, safe playing Razes where he doubled a blast pack sometimes from time to time, but usually he does a single blast pack just to get into position quickly to out aim the opponent, and that is one of the reasons why even though RB is playing the Raze, the team itself, the team oriented plays are so stable.
Okay, well, you mentioned Texture. That's the player that we want to talk about for Damwon Gaming Kia. When we talk about Texture, we always talk about the duo, right? Texture and Chibop together. But it's also the Raze. I mean, we started with all these Jets, right? The Korean Jets. Let's talk about the Jets, their entries. But slowly we're seeing the Razes try to perform a bit more consistently.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, people are starting to figure out different ways to play the Raze because the Jet's Tailwind, right? It just goes a limited amount and you just dash there and you're done. But the blast packs, depending how far or close you're standing on the blast pack or from the blast pack, right? The radius, how high or how far ahead or back you go, like there's so many different ways to utilize the blast pack. Yesterday we saw Xe get a double kill from the blast pack as well. So Texture as well as, you know, RB and, you know, the other Raze players, they're figuring out different ways to kind of confuse the opponents by playing the Raze.
Yeah, so we'll see if Raze is just going to be more favored or if it kind of depends on the map. Now, we've talked a lot, but it all comes down to this predictions. I'm not going to have any suspense here. Vision Strikers.
Vision Strikers.
100%.
Yeah.
Listen, we talked up Damwon Gaming Kia a lot, but Vision Strikers, they're ahead for a reason. They're undefeated for a reason. And do you think Damwon can take a map?
I think, no. Because Bind was banned. And their second best map is Ascent, and they did pick it.
Okay.
However, it's not, you know, like Bind was probably their best case of, you know, possibility of taking a map.
I mean, maybe Vision just says, like, we won't ban Bind. Maybe. Probably not.
But. Yeah, that was the prediction. So, yeah.
Doubtful. We'll they don't feel very good on Bind. So, yeah, if the ban picks go that way, Damwon Gaming doesn't look like they have a great shot, but they are still in the top 4. And I mean, it is, you know, it's just this one match. It's the best of 3, so we have to give it all. Now it's going to be Vision Strikers versus Damwon Gaming Kia, of course. After that, we have another match as well. So we have both semifinals today, and the winners go to the finals. I mean, they have a shot at becoming the best team in VALORANT Masters Korea.
Exactly, and I would love to see some upsets, so we'll have to see, you know, what the outcomes will be in both the matches today. So, you know, it's going to be exciting today.
Yeah, today should be an excellent match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. You can see the clock ticking down. It is going to be our first semifinal of VALORANT Masters Korea between the undefeated Vision Strikers and Damwon Gaming Kia.
What is up, everybody? We are moving on here with Valorant Masters in Korea. I'm Tasteless. Joined with me is my homie Artosis. How you doing, buddy?
Yo.
It's your boy Artosis. We're doing an MTV style today.
The toast is here.
We got to have our backs to each other and our arms folded. Guys, it's been an amazing tournament, and it's just going to get better. We are going to have 2 best of 3s and find out who's going to be the 2 teams to be at the actual very top.
Yeah, the 2 teams that will be playing in the finals on Sunday. This is going to be, I think, the greatest day of Korean Valorant ever to this date.
I mean,
it's a lot of qualifiers, but I'm pretty sure about it.
No, I think you're right. The finals should top it, but right now, it's a very exciting moment in Valorant. We're going to see Vision Strikers coming in here against Dongwon Kia. Vision Strikers has been regarded as by far the best team. We're going to see how Dongwon Kia holds up against them. I think it might be a 2-0, but the match after that, I'm also super stoked for.
Oh, well, the match after that is actually what I've been waiting for. Basically, the whole tournament is the 2 teams that look like they are second and third. Who's actually second? Who's actually third? We're going to figure that out for you today.
Artosis was pretty confident Dongwon Kia is 4th, exactly 4th.
Oh, they're
you were saying before we went
Kia
live.
is not the 5th best team in Korea. They're not the third best team in Korea. It's been very clear. We know exactly how good they are. It's a measurement, and we took it, and we know, and they're 4th best. I mean, if they beat Vision Strikers, we can talk, but...
Well, that'll be crazy. I don't think it's going to happen. The thing about Vision Strikers compared to all the rest of the teams that we have is that they win with such a commanding presence. They're so perfect. They're so fluid. All of their engagements can be so one-sided. Again, we don't really know where Korea ranks in the world. I mean, that's why we have tournaments like this to eventually, by the end of the year, find that out. But they look to be one of the best teams out there.
Yeah. Yeah,
they may take the whole thing. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I think it's the case.
It's been a pleasant surprise, by the way, to see that although we're not clear on who really is the 2nd best yet, I guess we're going to find that out later on tonight. The competition in Korea is fierce, and the esports scene out here is growing. And again,
my favorite thing, Tasteless, is to hop on after a good night of Valorant onto the Valorant competitive Reddit and have people make threads like, wait a minute. Are the Koreans actually really skilled? It seems that way. It's like, well, this is like the king of esports countries right here.
Yeah,
I think Sweden. It's not America. It's Korea.
It's kind of crazy how when Koreans actually take on any esport, how good they get it at. And any game that they've massively adopted, they do come out on top. We've seen this with StarCraft. We've seen it with League.
Dude, any game that like at least 10 Koreans play, they're going to win the World Championship. Look, Street Fighter, 10 people play that game out here. 2 world champions.
It's true.
Literally not even
There's
kidding.
almost no scene for Street Fighter out here, but the Koreans still dominate at that.
Yeah, dominate Tekken, LoL, both StarCrafts. Like, are you exported all their players for the other shooty game? Like, come on. This is...
It's esports, ice skating, and archery. They refuse to not be the best at.
It's so true. It's so true. And you know what?
Yeah.
Also at making cell phone batteries. God, they're good at that, man.
It's true.
They're so good at making cell phone batteries.
And we're going to see, I imagine Vision Strikers advances here. I would love to have an upset or even a close match. I'm worried we might not have that. Again, guys, a lot is on the line here. You can already see our schedule, the finals. We're going to have a few days off before we're bringing you that. But with the prize money on the line and now Valorant having an esports scene, an infrastructure built in behind it. And by the way, this is just a blip on the map for all the Valorant stuff that's happening all over the world right now.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us here to be a part of the Korean Valorant esports experience. But we are going to see how they actually do it at the very end here on a global stage.
That's right. Very excited about that. Of course, here are the results from yesterday, the decider matches. APE Prince did get eliminated by Dongwon, and New Turn, of course, over TNL. So APE Prince and TNL get the 5th, 6th place slots.
Right.
Sounds about right. And then Damwon and Newturn, here we are in the semifinals.
Yeah, we have now eliminated some teams, and I hope we do see them come back. You know, whenever you have a very new esport out, you know, some of these players end up actually overcoming all odds and becoming the best a year or two later. Others flounder, and we don't see them anymore. So the future is going to be very interesting. Here's our semifinals bracket now.
That's right. Well, we've already been talking about it quite a bit, so you see it right there. I'm like really stoked, right? Because Damwon and Muyaho have just like dodged Vision Strikers and Newturn basically throughout these brackets. They've been in different groups, so we haven't seen Damwon against Vision Strikers. We have not seen Muyaho against Newturn. And I mean, we've been pretty sure as we've been casting that Muyaho is the best team that hasn't played Vision Strikers yet, right? Because this is kind of like the measuring stick, right? Like, and now we're going to dip Muyaho's, you know, engine stick into the oil of Newturn to see how good they are, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see where they're at exactly. Now, Damwon Kia, I mean, obviously Kia being a major sponsor out here, but Vision Strikers, these guys are old school. They came from a Counter-Strike background, coaching staff as well, Counter-Strike background. And I think a lot of people might not realize this, even if they are pretty big Counter-Strike historians, is there was a couple moments Korea was okay at Counter-Strike.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they,
so
considering there was like almost zero scene, there's like 15 players in the country, they were ridiculously strong.
They were very
had some
good.
Very fast finishes. Eastro, We Made, and PK, you know, all had some really great finishes.
And this team here we're seeing Glow, I mean, he's one of these people that came from that. So there has been a scene, and these were the best players from that. So coming into Vision Strikers now, I mean, look, everybody basically says they're the best. The other teams even acknowledge that. But they got an opportunity to maybe lose that today if they don't deliver here against Damwon Kia.
Yeah. I mean, it really feels like they are stronger, but we got to give Damwon their chance, right? That's why we have this tournament. That's why we have this bracket. It's going to be a best of 3, and we'll see how they end up doing against them. But these guys are the best right now. No question there.
Yeah, and when we're casting this game, be sure to watch the mini-map and how they move. I think that's one of the most impressive things. I mean, they'll change formations constantly, setting up. It's really scary, whether it's defense or offense. Now, over here to Damwon Kia, these guys are good. The cream of the crop out here in Korea, but they are the underdogs going into this match.
Yeah, for sure. You know, they've had some... I actually quite like Damwon, personally. I think that this is a really interesting team, and they've continued to grow, switch around their agents, get better and better over time. And we'll see what they're made of here, because I think that these guys are pretty confident in themselves. They do consider themselves very, very strong. And now they can show exactly how strong, you know, against the ultimate test that there is here.
Yeah, this is going to be the hardest day of their careers, is this moment. They are going up against the giants out here. You know, Vision Strikers, almost, if you look at their statistics, untouchable.
They've had a few draws. They've had a few map losses. Well, I guess they had the one draw, right? And then and that was against... Wait, no, they had two draws, sorry. And then, yeah, they've lost a few maps, but they have not lost any matches yet. That's what we're waiting to see. And I mean, they're definitely the favorites.
Yeah, it would be insane if Vision Strikers didn't win here today.
Yeah.
And I'm always curious, when you have a bit of a top-heavy distribution of skill, like we have right now in Korean Valorant, you know, does this negatively or positively impact the other teams over time? You know, do they have some, you know, another team to look up to and study and try to copy, or are they just going to be zoned out of other opportunities?
Honestly, I don't think that part is the case. I think it's more like someone to look up to learn from. I mean, Vision Strikers has to practice against all the other top players, so they're definitely teaching them through that.
Right.
Because, like, you can just look at a game that you're playing and how you're getting wrecked and be like, oh, okay, I'm starting to understand a bit better.
Yeah.
And with how many days of broadcasted Valorant, how much professionalism has been brought this year, yeah, I mean, without a doubt, I think this is a positive thing for the scene to have Vision Strikers around, because if we didn't have a team that really had a big tactical FPS background that was killers,
right,
then nothing means anything anymore. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to go to space, you want to learn from astronauts. If you want to be a pro at this game, you got to learn from previous pros. And
Absolutely.
That's who they are,
yeah,
right?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Seeing here the MVPs on both sides tend to play Rays. It looks like Texture has gone for Jet. We've certainly seen that in this tournament as well.
Yeah, yeah. And looking at RB there. Oh, I'm excited. I just want to get started, man.
Yeah, well, we're moments away from
this.
actually doing that. We're going to take a quick look at the map bans and picks, and then we're going to go to the agent selection. And then we're going to be hopping into this. But yeah, very exciting to be down here watching Vision Strikers and seeing if they're going to continue to have this reign of dominance.
Tasteless, I noticed that you picked Vision Strikers. Why'd you pick them?
I'm just, it was a crazy bet. I'm feeling lucky today that Vision Strikers might take it.
It's very brave.
I was actually curious on our prediction screen if anybody would have picked not Vision Strikers here. If anybody would have gone Don Juan Kia at all. Didn't happen. Yeah, I mean, look, Vision Strikers, until proven otherwise, you basically have to predict these guys.
You can't tell me what to do, Dad! Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise you just... Imagine if, like, one of us had chosen Damwon here. The Creamcasters would be like, whoa, like that on the
They'd
camera.
be in their box over here looking at us like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what? Really?
What? Yeah.
You don't think that they're going to continue winning? They never lose?
Sometimes people got to do that, though, in these little predictions. One person's like, well, I don't know, guys. I think Don Juan Kia's going to take it. Everybody else goes, what? But no, not this time around here. I think everybody looks at it, Vision Strikers, an easy pick.
That's like when you have someone like that.
The
in
contrarian.
Esports broadcast, it's kind of like the heel in a wrestling match or something, right?
That's the amazing Mike in the wrestling match.
We're like, okay, well, I guess you make it interesting.
Yeah. You're like the end boss's bodyguard or minion or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, if Don Juan Kia takes a map here, that's huge. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's a crazy upset. I don't think it'll happen.
It's possible, though.
But let's see.
All right, let's see those maps at least.
Yeah. I did get to cast on Icebox Artosis. The day I was casting with Achilleos, we finally got to have a game on that map.
Must have been fun.
It was fun. It was exciting. I don't know if we're going to have it again. Icebox is getting banned a lot out here in Korea.
Yeah. Well, I hope that a 6th map comes out relatively soon so that one can get banned. All right, Ascent Split Haven. Vision Strikers gets rid of Bind, no big surprise there. And Damwon gets rid of Icebox, which has been a very good map for Vision Strikers.
Yeah. You don't want to go up against Vision Strikers on Icebox. So we're going to start out on Ascent and then go to Split. And if we do have a third game, which would be wonderful, we'll be on Haven here. So Ascent, I mean, this is our very standard tactical shooter map. There aren't any teleporters or any weird features about it. And we've had some of, I think, the best games out there on this map. It's very much about controlling the middle and being able to scout and identify what's going on.
Yeah, we definitely do have some good games on Ascent, although honestly, I've actually really enjoyed the games on Split and Haven quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think Haven
Yeah, I think Haven might actually have made some of our best games, honestly.
It feels that way.
It's funny because I was one of the people when I saw the map Haven at first, I thought, oh my God, 3 spike sites.
Yeah.
You know, that felt wrong, but no.
But then you learn B isn't really a spike site.
B is like half of a site or something. We don't have a lot of spike plants at B.
Also C.
Yeah, really, it's mostly A, and then are we going to mix it up?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to the agent selection in a moment here. We've had some of the Koreans stepping away from Jet. This was an extremely heavy Jet region. Like, every team always had a Jet. You go to highlights of Korean Valorant games, and it's Jets flying all over the place, shooting knives. But we're starting to see some of the Koreans step away and say that there are other agents with better utility or better functionality, basically, in certain situations.
Definitely still one of the most popular agents, though. I would say only Omen is probably...
I think Omen is the only agent that is just more...
Occasionally we see him swapped for Brimstone, though. And actually, we're going to see that here from Damwon. Oh my God, this is too quick. Guys, slow it down.
Yeah, we might have Arena on both sides here. So we are going to have the Sky play here from Secret. Sky's basically gone up in popularity in about the last 2 weeks. We did not have this agent really used, maybe 3 weeks actually, but we did not really have anybody playing Sky at all. And now Sky, I mean, it's a very diverse agent. There's a lot of different ways that she can be used, and so she's being picked here. And We actually have Sky on both sides, and the Killjoy locked in here for King for Vision Strikers.
Yeah.
Damwon Kia did lock in the Rain of the Jet, the Brimstone, the Sky, and the Sova.
Yeah, kind of cool to see. And with no Jet over there on the side, instead taking the Rays, that's cool. And of course, Stax, normally known for Breach, taking over Sky. It seems like those two are interchangeable for a lot of people.
Yeah, so we have no Jet here for Vision Strikers. Like we were mentioning, it does seem like the Koreans are starting to back out of her being a must here. Guys, it's time. We're ready. This is Vision Strikers versus Damwon Kia, a best of 3. The winning team goes on to the finals of Valorant Masters Korea.
Wow, look at Ascent's win rate for Damwon. 91%, 10-1, that's crazy.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Yeah. So immediately we have the Brimstone smoke sent out, blocking off the mid as well as the entry point to Catwalk. The Spike is laying back over here outside of the attacker spawn, so nobody's fully committed just yet to pushing in.
Yeah, backing up right now, RB. Back into A. Peeking around the corner here. Stax gonna send it in. Looks like they do want to do that push through the mid catwalk. Stax trying to blind anyone coming in.
And the crossfire setup here at A. I mean, it would be unwise to actually push through here, but they may have the Sky peek. One-way smoke set up here by the Omen. The Rain is drawing some attention over to the B site. We may have the Omen end up rotating back here. By the way, talk about the quietest start ever here.
Yeah,
for a pistol
it's
round.
So slow, but I really like to see that, honestly. Looks like Secret has taken a bit of damage. Goes ahead.
And this is going to be a commitment here into the A site for sure. We've got the Rays ready with the paint shells, and she's going to probably throw that out right now. Flash, going to go over here to the corner. Headshot over there, taking Secret out with the Ghost.
Yeah, waiting here around the corner, gets the headshot there as well. Really well done by RB. Glow comes in and gets 2 quick kills.
And again, excellent defense there by Vision Strikers. I mean, really clutch play there with the Rays getting the headshots, the paint shells connecting nicely. And most of that was finished before the rest of the reinforcements could actually come in there to help out. Now, I think Damwon Kia played a very patient round there. I like that they didn't overextend. We've had a couple pistol rounds where it's like, before we're even done with the throat clearing, the the pistol round's already over.
Yeah. No, it was cool. I like to see them take it kind of slow like that, but Vision Striker's still on top of things. All right, looks like gonna start throwing out the paint shells here, blinding as well into that A lobby.
It's just a Sky over here, and she did manage to get the orb.
I love it. Takes some damage in there, but bravely stands his ground.
Yeah, gets a peek over there, gets to see that. There's always a mini game that happens early on with those orbs out there, if you can actually get that. Nice shooting there. RB with the headshot, taking out Secret.
Trailblazer coming in, hitting Texture. No punishment there, though. Glow shooting through the smokes.
Yeah, backing up now with the Spectre here. Zest with a kill there. Actually, 3 in a row immediately. Just Eugene left, and now the second round win has been locked in. But again, you know, this second round in the first half or the second half is usually the least significant of all the rounds in the game, as we expect the team that won the first time to usually win the second because they have the bonuses from the first victory. But in the third round, we're going to go to the rifle phase here. We have Phantoms all around being purchased here for Damwon Kia. They're going to have superior weaponry when compared to Vision Strikers here. And I will say, if we do not see a win here, I'm going to get more and more worried that Damwon Kia is going to start hitting the floor over and over and over.
Well, it's going to be Phantoms against Spectres, so they definitely need to be able to take this. They've spent their money. They have their stuff. Aldrone going through mid. Sees the double smoke. Secret just guarding that.
Yeah, this has been the duel with the Rays and the Secret the whole time back here. Or the Rays and the Sky, rather.
The counter flash there.
Yeah, nicely done. And we actually have mid under control here. They're pushing through possibly mid-market. But this is going to be a moment where they can actually cut Vision Strikers in half. The Omen's going to creep up over here. And if they can get a pick on the Omen, that would be huge.
Yeah.
Again, it's not clear to the defending team Vision Strikers where exactly the push is going to be. The Omen poked out and is now going back. But a Killjoy coming up through here. This could be a real surprise.
Oh, man, yeah, they could be in some trouble here. But actually, King gets 2 kills there immediately. Paranoid comes through, dodges, though. Pops around the corner. King with 3 kills, ruining the push.
Unreal, really.
Now, Chibob did come in on Reyna here. Secret kind of holding over here in B main. And they're going to get the plant.
Yeah, that's at least one little victory, but it's going to be very, very difficult for them to ever hold this. Coming from behind, Stax getting the kill with the Spectre onto Secret. Now it's just Chibob, the lone Reyna down here in the B site. 2 angles to cover, and I think in a very organized fashion, they all come down the B steps at once, get the kill, get the defuse, and this is another loss on the board here for Damwon Kia. The only micro victory that they've had is getting at least the spike planted. You, of course, get the bonus and credits with that, but this is looking rough, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty one-sided right there, unfortunately. Force A alive there, and yeah, I liked the idea, right? Like they did have him kind of tricked. Like Glow was running over, throwing some smokes into mid, going towards A, and they were just all in mid and getting ready to hit B. But just the quick shooting, King being quite a hero there.
Yeah,
everyone as they popped their heads over towards mid market. All right, so
this is
Damwon. Yeah, they're going sheriffs.
Yeah, they've got their 6 shooters out now. And this is basically, you know, it's a rough round. Again, on paper, should be very, very doable here for the Phantom wielding team here. Now that they're up 3-0, Vision Strikers looking better and better. We've got Paranoia sent out there. Glow going to peek here, gets the kill there on Eugene. Shroud steps to the other side. Meanwhile, Stax coming around on the other side, almost shooting the Brimstone in the back here.
Hiding right there, over in a link behind the wall. Aladrone coming out to check. I love it.
Preemptive wall bang there.
Well, they had the detection there for a moment, but he moved, so. All right, RB back here, very low on health. Secret trying to push in. Just get a kill.
If you can get the first 1 or 2 shots with the Sheriff to connect, you might be able to make something work here. Now it's the Brimstone. The Brimstone's actually, by the way, trapped over an attacker spawn. It looks like Glow's actually going to rotate around to try to catch the Brimstone. If he does end up trying to push out over here. Kelly going to creep over in this direction. Glow didn't actually push out far enough. Okay, this is the moment.
This is going to be a hard one. Ooh, some sick shooting there. Big damage put down onto King. Yeah, but Stax comes around, gets his 3rd kill, takes him down.
And we're kind of seeing why... I guess we get to listen to them talk here. I was not expecting that. I thought I had a whole bunch of Korean producers in my ear for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So that's a cool new feature that we have here in the production, is that the...
Maybe not as good for the English stream.
Yeah,
but,
I was wondering why we were... why we're showing that for the... But yeah, I guess that's them talking.
That's cool, though.
Sorry.
I like that stuff like that getting added in.
Anyways, sorry. I'm getting worried, man. We're going into the 5th round here. Now, this is another important round. Vandals and Phantoms were purchasable, and they did get them here. They're going to push into the B site. There is a double stack here in the back. The Sova and the Killjoy also waiting here. Flash comes in. Nice shooting here. King is immediately taking out Kelly with a double kill. The spike being planted in a pivotal round. It's going to be up to Vision Strikers to come in here and defuse.
Wow, okay, let's see if they can actually do it. It's 3 against 4 right now. Trailblazer being sent down. Doesn't really get the connection. Smoke to the left here of Stax. Also going to use that incendiary. Hard to walk through that side now. Texture guarding the other path.
Yeah, just slowly feeding utility out in that direction, just making it a little bit harder to have any real way to push here. A Texture dashes over to the side here. Eugene gets the kill and the wipe, actually, in an amazing round here from Damwon Kia. One they needed very badly.
Yeah, no, that was well done. I'm glad to see Damwon finally get their points on
파이팅!
board.
얘네 궁 도는 거 없고. 네,
So that's them.
돌아서 일로 가지 말고 피패스 같은 거 알면 계단으로
Which
해서
is,
싸워.
then we're
그래야지
just
우리가
wishing each other good
싸워주지.
luck in the next round there.
포트로 다 들어가면 우리가 도와줄 수가 없어. 포트.
And so now we go into the 6th round here. That was a big win here for Damwon Kia. Keep in mind, you can obviously still buy your way back into relevance here as Vision Strikers.
Yeah, they won enough rounds in a row.
Yeah,
they have
looks
exactly what they're looking for here. All right, Texture immediately going through mid.
It does seem like Vision Strikers is leaning back in a little bit more of a passive play here. They've only so far had success when they really dived into the B site here. But this time around, it's the Killjoy covering the B site. We've got a smoke here from Omen, one-way setup to interfere any progress pushing in that way.
Oh, look at that. Hunting with that Hunter's Fury. Eugene shooting it through, does get one small connection. Deals some damage there to Zest. Secret still hanging out over in A lobby. He's been there pretty much every time.
They've got a very retracted position here. We've seen this growing in popularity, this type of approach to the map where we don't have a lot of players forward in mid, but instead hanging back, using almost in this spawn really for defenders, using angles to just confirm that nobody's actually pushing in from that side. And here we go.
Ooh, rush up into mid-market here. Looks like they're going to break their way in. Zest pulling back into the actual plant site.
And if they can get the Raze over there, they do manage to get that. Raze is going to get into the spike site. They can get the plant. It's only 3 players remaining, though. Now down to 2. Chibob can get the plant, but it hasn't done it yet. Now, of course, when you're planting in this situation, only 1 player can defend. It's going to get down, but gets blindsided over here with a great spray transfer there from King.
My God, King with 4 kills this round.
Yeah.
He's been killing it so far.
King in every single engagement we've had is flawless.
Yeah. Vision Strikers, it feels like they always play well, but it feels
얘네 너무 뻔하게 하는데?
especially good today.
Yeah.
아예 원래 그래. 그리고 그
And now, English viewers, a language you can't understand. This has been interesting to see that Damwon Kia did manage to take a game there.
미드 쪽으로 계속 시도하는 게
But I don't know if they're going to be able to make another one for a little bit here. Vision Strikers overall just seems very strong. They did go for more of a slowed down opening here.
All right, 5-1 right now. Vision Strikers in the lead. Let's see what Damwon's going to go for. They are a little bit broke. Chibob has to take the stinger this time.
Okay, Texture slowly pushing up here. Once again, the spike is left back. Damwon Kia really wants, I believe, to take some very methodical approaches to this, maybe trying to win 1 or 2 duels, and then they're going to confirm where they can push in. But so far, Vision Strikers isn't peeking out too far. They're not overextending. They've been extremely patient here. Eugene's position is exposed. They only saw Eugene, though. The Brimstone's going to come around and meet up with him.
But their Jet is kind of in the interesting position here. Texture is in a place that you really do not expect someone to be right now.
Yeah, that Aldrone kind of went over the Jet here.
Oh my God, pops out, and Glow is actually kind of waiting. So even though I say you're not supposed to expect it, apparently Glow did.
Yeah. Great play by Glow there. Spike just outside of B main right now.
King rotating through, stacks, coming through the mid-market. Another kill, another round win.
야, 3차에 들어와 있었거든.
You can really see just how impregnable the defenses here are for Vision Strikers.
너 옆통수 날아갈 뻔했어. 승훈인가? 나? 빨리 와줘야겠는데. 여기.
할 수 있다. 집중해보자. 얘네 킬조이, 레이즈, 오맹궁.
오케이.
미드에서 과감.
All right. Well, let's see what we're going to get this time. Sheriff's a frenzy. Some light shields. Let's see what they can make happen here, Damwon. In a tough spot.
Now again, when you watch the way that Damwon Kia is trying to get in, they're never making any headway. I mean, the defense here is so strong, and I mean, obviously there is going to be a side switch eventually here, but I can't imagine, Damwon Kia actually taking every game from here on out. You know what I mean? Once we do have that side switch.
Okay, Texture pushing up through the mid. By the way, I've noticed that sheriffs are like not very good against the turret. I really have. Like,
yeah.
Oh, Zest pulling back there, getting texture as he pops in through the mid market.
Nice shot there, King. Again, he always delivers. Double kill there on Eugene and Kelly with the Vandal.
I actually want to see how many kills he has so far this match. It's insane. Glow picks up that last kill onto Chi-Bob. And I got to tell you what, the hope of Damwon here has to be failing.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting worrisome here. Like, they had one game where they managed to just slip into B and they held it, and that was great. But overall, you could see that they're just not. I mean, it sounds redundant, right? But it couldn't be more true in this case. They're not as reactive with the shooting.
Yeah.
Any corner that's peaked, Vision Strikers just in a blink of an eye sprays them down. And there's only so much strategy and utility that can be used if you're not able to have those kind of reflexes.
Look at this. 12 kills, 1 death so far for King. Absolute madness. Gotta go ahead, throw that blind out. Trailblazer coming around the corner. Gets shot down by RB. They do get the glow, but oh, RB ends up falling there.
Yeah, Secret with the kill there.
Yeah, they're way far back this time. Kind of interesting where their Sova is.
I think the fact that RB has been killed off here makes A lot more enticing. Every other time, RB basically holds A entirely on his own.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, push is coming. Trailblazer coming out. Hops forward. Texture coming from the side. Seekers, though, coming out.
Yeah, is he going to TP? He's going to actually go into the cubby. He's going to see the Reyna cancel that. Glow right now just controlling the tree area here.
Backing out of that sky smoke. Door being closed by Eugene.
They don't have the spike on the site yet, though. I mean, this is one of the things about being super slow in your play.
Yeah.
The Reyna's got to snag the spike. That doesn't really cause as much of a dilemma for the defending team here.
Now look at this. Everyone going to pull back into Wine because of the lockdown. It's kind of funny because you have a good idea of where they're at when they do that, right?
The thing is, if they had planted the spike in this time, this might be a more interesting fight over the A site, but instead they basically have to reclaim it.
That's a good point.
And we only have about 12 seconds left on the clock here. Chi-Bob's going to go for the... Oh, no, we're not probably... Will she get the spike plant?
Well, it's 1 against 1.
Okay, here we go. Spike being planted. The Killjoy going to come around here.
That was the latest plant I've ever seen. Okay, no, I could have sworn that didn't happen. I was like, what? Does it only take that long to plant? Like,
yeah. I was confused when I saw the Killjoy.
Do you have to hit 4 really quickly to make it plant that quick? Like, how does this work?
It was funny. Yeah, I mean, not a coordinated attack there at all. They didn't have the spike on the site in time. And then you could see after the lockdown happens, they had to actually reclaim a site they already had. Had the spike been planted, they could then use the, the Killjoy ability at least pushes them out, and then they can actually have a fight that's going to be very time restrictive here for the other team. But again, it's one of these things where like only half of the strategy actually worked there for Damwon Kia.
Dude, this is so incredibly one-sided right now, 8-1. That is insane. Whoa, Eugene actually getting taken down through the smoke right there. Trailblazer coming out to that mid, jumps down, sees exactly where Jet's at. Meantime, looks like a push into B. Yeah, not working out at all. Oh my god.
Yeah, Zest just slaying back there. Once again, just a lone Damwon Kia player. This time it's Texture. Normally it's Chi-Bob. Is the last one on the move, and I mean, things are just becoming more and more apparent here. You know, we were saying maybe we could have a close series. Maybe they would take a map, but now that we're actually making these two teams play, we are seeing why Vision Strikers is the most feared and the most respected team in Korea.
And I feel like you're seeing where Damwon does have a few flaws, right? Like it's 9-1 right now. This is incredibly one-sided. And honestly, Damwon, I mean, they're in the top 4, so this is not at all a bad team. It's just Vision Strikers has this other level.
I mean, it's kind of insane, man. Yeah. We have gotten to the point now where they have dropped so many times. We're having another save round here. It's just going to be, half armor and sheriffs for everybody.
This is like their 3rd sheriff-only round.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, in one half, that's... Oh, it hurts.
Yeah, it is painful to see, right? By the way, we've got RB has rotated now into Wine, into this little nook over here. I don't believe that RB was in that area before, so you got to have a good rotation of your positions. Now, this time around, the Killjoy's already been picked off. B is actually naked right now. But again, they don't have the spike that close. They're even keeping it pretty far back in general. So, you know, they're not really able to get onto the site, I think, in time. You know, it's not just about, like, the economy of the weapons you're buying. It really is about how you're taking advantage of the clock and the limited amount of space, and then, of course, the limited amount of decisions and places you can move in that. And I think, you know, getting the spike pretty late here, it's going to, for instance, in this case, allow the entire team to surround this area. Now, this should be a round, by the way. Damwon Kia can win.
Yeah, it's definitely doable, right? It's like 3 against 4, so the invaders here are going to have a hard time coming back, but see how they do it. Incendiary going off. It's going to force them down the right side if they want to come right now. RB shooting through that box. Doesn't actually find the hit.
Yeah, nice wall bang here. Just RB now trying to push down here onto the lower area. They're doing a great job of hiding back there. 1 kill already. Paint shells thrown out. Over here, takes the, almost gets the Sova here. Just going to be Stacks versus Eugene now. Gets the kill. You're kidding me.
No. Does he actually?
Yeah, he does.
Whoa, 0.87.
That's so insane.
Yeah, by the way, I loved seeing Brimstone's ulti after the incendiary. So they just like closed off the right side. They said no one's coming through here.
Yeah.
You don't need a Sage apparently to make a wall.
Yeah, you have enough of those Brimstone abilities. Yeah, it was pretty beautiful, right? They forced him into the bottleneck at B. What's insane is that they just get down there, kill them, and actually get the defuse in less than a second left.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
That was one of the closer ones I've seen. 0.87. I was really unsure. But his team looked happy. So I was like, all right.
Now we've got the
to
op
1, this
here
is the
for
last one.
RB. Yeah, this is going to be the last round on this side at least.
Yeah, RB holding A right now with that op. Eugene with the owl through the mid. Trailblazer coming out, shoots it down.
Okay, Shroud step over here. Glow going to back up a little bit. A lot of pressure in the mid, but you can see this is, they're actually trying to preempt this. We have both of the sights pointed down over here in mid-market. King gets 1 kill. Not able to quite break in here. Hunter's Fury coming down now. King just trying to stay out of that range.
Oh, well, dies to the Hunter's Fury, but gets 3 kills on the way out.
Yeah,
Pretty well done.
Pretty much serving his purpose there.
It's all up to Chi-Bob.
Nice job there, popping out of the corner, getting the kill. And that's going to be it for the first half.
Yeah, that, okay, so 11-1. That's, I think, it's definitely the most dominating half that I've casted.
That's the most one-sided thing I've seen here.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you could look at Damwon Kia. Look at how concerned they look right now. I mean, look, it is physically possible to win all of the next rounds.
Is it?
Well, in a game of Valorant, that has happened somewhere. I don't know if it's going to happen in this game, is what I'm trying to say.
Like, I honestly think you could take the 5 best players in the world from any region and put them against Vision Strikers, and I would bet $10,000 that Vision Strikers will win this. They have to win 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's
out of the next 12.
Again, you know, the form that Vision Strikers is in, this is why we're so curious over here in the Korea region how Vision Strikers is going to look everywhere else, because they are smashing everybody so hard. And it's not like these other teams
really put up a consistent fight against them.
It's not like these other teams are bad at all. Damwon Kia is very good. They're very methodical. They're very smart. They've got a lot of good setups, but like Vision Strikers wins every fight they have. I think that was best illustrated by the B site retake.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't even matter what happens. You just get in there and get it.
Yeah, outnumbered, outpositioned, and really, Damwon Kia spaced out their utility perfectly. Like, if there was one round that we could go back and rewatch, it would be that one. I think there was so much you could take away from that, but the fact that they still pushed through and won is insane to me.
No, it was impressive, because I actually thought Damwon was onto something with the way they were holding on.
Yeah.
Right? Like, shooting everything down one side so that there's a funnel. Okay, let's see how Vision Strikers can attack.
Yeah. Again, they just need 2 more wins here. And we're already done with our first map.
I love it.
It's scary, man, watching
Can
that.
you do the guiding light, you know, the one next?
I'm not a Sky player. You know, when we scrim together, I mostly play Omen, but
you
it's
only
scary.
play Omen, actually.
Yeah. Well, when we're playing as a team with our friends, but it's scary looking when the dogs. It's like a horror movie with the Sky's dog going out there.
I'm actually going to have to start using Sky now, Taste. I'm always playing Breach, but now these Breach players are playing Sky. I'm like, I got to keep up. I got to keep up with the meta.
Yeah, no Breach in this game, which is not common in Korea at all. Breach is one of the agents that's almost always selected here.
So people are liking Sky a lot.
This time we've got a push here over into Catwalk. 2-1-2 split here for the defending side, Damwon Kia. The Sky has a spike. And right now it's just a Jet actually on A, but Secret's going to come up here into Heaven. Takes a peek, backs up. Cest is going to fire the recon bolt here, and this should trigger the attack. Here we go.
Here goes those paint shells. RB hopping back, seeing if he can get a kill in here. Jet jumps to the side, shoots through the smoke, gets out of the smoke, and kills him.
Popping up here, RB firing through there, nearly killing the Brimstone.
It's like they can see through the smoke. It's just crazy. Okay, trying to shoot through the floor. Doesn't quite get it. Glow right now, behind that generator.
Okay, this is so important right now for Damwon Kia to take this. They have not shot through the door yet, especially in a pistol round. That's a bit of a headache to get that door destroyed so you can get inside. Another dark cover sent out here. Not bad. Shibab gets the kill on RB.
All right, trying to get the kills in here, and oh my god.
So nuts.
Glow, calm down. Okay, that's 12-1. Match point.
Glow is so insane, man.
Old school.
This is the end is nigh, my friend.
I think so. I think so.
This is 1-12 here. And, you know, this is the round that we don't really expect the losing team from the first round to win the second round.
Well,
they are going to buy because they have to.
Stingers in a Bucky. Let's see if they can make it happen.
Yeah, so this is actually going to be even here, somewhat as far as weapons go.
Some light shields mixed in there. Mostly against Spectres, a single Bulldog.
Yep.
From Glow. Stack sending it to them. I want to hear your bird cough for the blind.
We've got RB right now in control of mid along with Glow. Glow got a wall bang here. Yeah, a lot of times there's a Sova back there. You can send an owl over that. In this case, it's going to be the Brimstone, but not a bad idea at all.
Okay, Eugene slowly walking out of the B site. Texter wants to peek here into A main, but no one's actually there. Sova rotating away.
Yeah, this appears to be a push into B, and we have the wrong rotation. I think the team's been misled a little bit. And here we go. The flash is going to come out. We're going to have a rotation from the rest of the team back over here. Sova already inbound.
Ooh, Reyna shows himself there. Moving back. Right, blast back forward from RB. Infiltrating this B site very quickly. Gets him in the shoulder.
Beautifully done.
Oh my god. Throws the blast back onto Brimstone. He pops out and he finishes him.
Spike's now being planted over here. Just 10 seconds left, but the clock will be reset now. And we have to have Secret or Texture come in here and win a 2 versus 4 and defuse a Spike, or this story ends right here, right now.
Seeker's going out. We're in round 2 and already has that ulti up.
Yeah, and now it's just going to be the one player left, and I think they know what position they're in. Stack's going to come forward here.
Coming back around the corner, gets gunned down. Okay, 13-1. That's the most one-sided we've had so far. We're in the top 4.
Crazy.
How in the world?
I am speechless. I'm no longer tasteless. I'm speechless.
You should be. Speechtosis.
Yeah. That's how crazy it was.
Together we're the talking Archon. My God. That was...
Damn, man. They got wrecked. They got owned.
They got just slapped down.
They took
How
him,
can there be that much
ground
difference?
him down into oatmeal. They're gamer oatmeal now. Imagine you lose so bad you're turned into oatmeal and then you're eaten.
It feels like they are whatever oatmeal eats. Think of how soft oatmeal is.
Yeah.
And then what oatmeal must eat. That has to be softer than oatmeal itself.
That's what happened to them.
God. They went through a wood chipper and came out into a volcano. They thought it was bad enough in the wood chipper until the hot lava got them.
I mean, if you look over at the Damwon Kia side, it's like nobody's having fun over here. Like, this is actually... This is a bad, bad day. Now, look, that's Ascent. I would expect veterans of tactical shooters to dominate on Ascent. The next map is Split, is that correct?
That's right.
Vision Strikers has a 100% win rate on Split.
100%? Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. It's not even 110.
Yeah.
They have 1,000% win.
Yeah, no, it's scary. Just the way they rotate and stuff like that, like it makes Split, I think, a little bit extra scary as the other team because it takes a while to move from one site to the other.
Yeah, if you lose a site, let's say, I actually don't remember if Vision Strikers is the attacking or defending side, but if they're the attacking side, Vision Strikers is insane on Split when they're attacking.
Yeah.
They have the best site takes I think I've ever seen. You know, that is the big burden of Split, is it's hard to get from A to B.
Look at this. Chibob was the MVP of his team with a KDA of 0.6. Oh, man. 4.5 for King. King was truly a killer that game. He got like 18 kills and died like 3 times.
King won every single fight that he had, basically.
He was winning 1-on-3s.
It was the rifle round, I believe it was, where they pushed it through mid-market, and the only person in their way was King, who just got 3 headshots immediately and shut them down.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
The way King was playing, let's see him on Reyna. Let's do it. Let's switch this up now.
Yeah.
We just need like 4 Reynas and a Sova for this team, you know?
4 Reynas and a Sova.
They just run around. It's like everyone's just, whoever doesn't get 3 kills in the round is off the team.
That's so funny. Uh-oh. Is that the Gamer Ocarina playing? All right, get the Gamer Ocarina out.
All right.
Guys,
it's a gamer instrument if I ever heard one.
We have a short break, and when we come back, map number 2 with Vision Strikers and Damwon Kia, and then our next best of 3. Do not go away.